wherever you feel comfortable, and we could, perfect right there.
Sure.
And I've got a 3-minute timer, and I'll give you a 30-second cue, and we ask that in 3 minutes that you be finished. All right, so whenever you're ready.
Okay. Dear Honorable School Board Member and respected Piedmont teachers and administrators, OCL, my name is Jason Thomas. I, at one time, had 6 kids in the school district. I have so many children because my wife and I adopted 4 of them from the Cherokee foster system. I have 3 sons and 3 daughters, all members of the Cherokee Nation, including myself. My family came to Oklahoma in the government-sponsored death march from the home in Gillette, Georgia. My great-great-grandmother carried my baby great-grandmother in her arms for hundreds of miles. We lost 50% of our elders and most of our family possessions. The government gave us our family name when we finally registered to trade as a non-full-blood Indian because we were starving to death. Eventually, she was a full-blood. I'm descended from Lucy half-breed of the Wild Potato tribe, a name given to us by the government because we couldn't speak English. My father attended Sequoia Indian School where he was not allowed to speak our native language or sing our family songs. They cut our hair and assimilated us. I only tell you this to show you that when Dr. James White and Principal Ruth and David Jewell kicked my son out of school for a racial slur, it hurt my family so deeply. After my investigation into this, I found my son's true offense. When replying to a group text from my house on Saturday, he was asked if he agreed or disagreed with a Equality Act, which he replied exactly, I don't agree they should have equality. This sounds rough, but when I simply communicate with my 9th grade son, he said he was afraid that the act would make him share a shower or bathrooms with the opposite sex. An honest opinion, an honest fear from a 15-year-old boy. Mr. Ruth and David Jewell called my son out of the lunchroom by his beloved baseball coach to grab him in front of the entire school, and then brought him into the office where the school psychiatrist and principal waited to evaluate him. According to my son, they asked him why he believed such an awful thing about the Equality Act. My son was scared to death and remained quiet, as he always does, because he's a good, godly son. They suspended him for 3 days and ordered him to write an essay on hate speech, wanted us to undergo anti-bully program, and finally, he had his beloved coach run him until he threw up shirtless because he disgraced the Wildcats logo. I don't know what racism charge will do to my son in college. I don't know what Dr. White will do to retaliate against us, because he does retaliate against people who speak up. I'm here to stand up for these mama bears that come here and there's buckets of tears that cry and you don't listen, you don't communicate. Dr. James White's not into education, but into re-education, as it's always been since the Trail of Tears. I humbly and respectfully ask for you, honorable members of the board, to terminate his contract so we can move on and heal this community. The Cherokee elders always hear from the people. We have a saying, and the disco why. It means, what are the people saying? We need this kind of communication and open conversation so we can talk about conversational qualities. Like, I ask for more time, please.
Finish, please.
We'll go back on the Trail of Tears. This is where we came from. I feel like it's still here. The Trail of Tears is here, and he's leading the way with the government charge. I want to leave you with the song of my people that was on the death march. Windeyaho, windeyaho, windeya, windeya, oh, 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 hiya, 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 windeya.
Thank you. As you know, we can't